Hello, my name is David Finnerty, and I'm proud to be the superintendent of Pottsgrove School District, and I'm equally proud to welcome you as Pottsgrove once again plays host to the Quiz Bowl. Congratulations to all participants on the work it took to get here, and best of luck in the competition.
This is Jeff Bush, host of Financially Speaking and proud sponsor of this year's Academic Challenge here on PCTV. Our show can be seen regularly on PCTV and the PCTV YouTube channel. Good luck to this year's participants.
Hello, welcome to today's Quiz Bowl match. It is brought to you by Informed Family Financial Services. See Jeff Bush for all your financial needs. Today's matches will be shown on PCTV Television Network. The matches can also be viewed on PCTV's YouTube channel at your convenience. Be sure to subscribe to PCTV's YouTube channel. Subscriptions are free, and they will greatly help support our awesome local television network. Okay, so today's matches are going to pit Lansdale Catholic against Pottsgrove. The teams, this is a tournament, the teams were placed in the tournament based upon their regular season records. This is the, I guess you would call it the pigtail match. Kind of like the NCAAs, we have brackets. These are your Cinderella teams. So if you've chosen them on your bracket poll, these are the teams that are going to pull off some upsets. So without further ado, we'll get ready for today's matches. Okay, before we begin, there are 3 rounds in our Quiz Bowl program. The first round, and I'll explain the rules for each round as we get through each of them. The first round will consist of 15 toss-up questions. Anybody from either team can answer those questions. They'll have 5 seconds to answer that question. If they answer the question correctly, they will get a bonus question that only that team can answer, and they will have 10 seconds to answer that. However, if they answer the question incorrectly, the other team will have an opportunity to steal that question. Okay, before we begin today's matches, we'll identify the captains for each team, which will be important later on. Lansdale Catholic, your captain will be CJ, and I believe on Pottsgrove, Corinne. Okay, so any questions? Okay, let's get started. Okay, before each question, I'll read the category, and then I'll read the question. From when I stop the question, the team has 5 seconds to answer the question. They could, however, buzz in earlier if they think they can anticipate what the answer is. All right, here we go. First toss-up question, characterization. What is the nationality of Hemingway's old man? And I'll accept Eddie.
Irish.
That's incorrect. Pottsgrove, you have an opportunity to steal. Corinne.
American.
That's incorrect. He is Cuban, the old man in the sea. Okay, toss-up number 2. History affecting the present. In May of 2022, an Iraqi man was charged with planning to assassinate which former president who ordered the invasion of Iraq in 2003? Corinne.
George W. Bush.
That is correct. Pottsgrove, you get our first bonus question. Okay, you may confer. I'll accept an answer from Corinne. Okay, this category is call to prayer. What do you call a slim tower that is part of a mosque and is used to call the faithful to prayers?
Minaret.
That is correct. Okay, toss-up question number 3. Created waterway. What waterway, created as a transportation route, put New York City far ahead of Philadelphia, Boston, Baltimore, and Charleston in trade and population during the 19th century? Corinne.
The Erie Canal.
That's correct, Erie Canal. Bonus question for Pottsgrove. Offspring. What is produced as the offspring of two true breeding organisms of different strains, such as a mule from a horse and a donkey? Three, two, one. Need an answer. Time's up. Sorry. That is a hybrid. Toss-up number 4. Snail mail. Phrases can be created. Start again. Phrases can be created by adding a word to modify older words, which, due to later developments, are no longer specific enough. An example, snail mail, to differentiate from email. Which term for these has a syllable first, meaning past, and a second, meaning name? Time's up. That is a retronym. Retronym. Toss-up number 5, European geography. What former countries' 3 regions were Bohemia, Moravia, and Slovakia? Austin.
Germany.
That's incorrect. Rebound, Lansdale Catholic. CJ?
Yugoslavia.
That's incorrect. Czechoslovakia. So close. Toss-up number 6. Apologies in person. In summer of 2022, which church leader visited Canada to apologize in person? Corinne.
Pope Francis.
That is correct, Pope Francis. He apologized for the church's crimes against the indigenous people. It's a bonus question for Pottsgrove. The gap. What is the junction, actually a microscopic gap, between 2 neighboring neurons called? I take the answer from Corinne.
Synapse.
That is correct, synapse. Okay, I got a little anxious on that one. Toss-up number 7. New record. In 2022, who surpassed Peyton Manning for most career fourth quarter comebacks? Xavier.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady would be correct. Bonus question for Pottsgrove. In the beginning, which subcategory of astronomy specifically examines the origin of the universe? I take the answer from Corinne.
Big Bang.
That's incorrect. The category is cosmology is the study that's used. They would be studying about the Big Bang. Toss-up number 8. 1 of 6. Consider the 6 flags over Texas. Name the country whose flag flew over Texas in 1810. Corinne.
Mexico.
That's incorrect. Eddie.
Puerto Rico.
Incorrect. Spain. Spain was controlling Texas at that time. Toss-up number 9. Still popular after all these years. Name the first movie made by the Beatles, one that contains an oxymoron in the title. That's time. Hard Day's Night. None of you guys are old enough. Never mind. Toss-up number 10. Changing homes. What city was the original home of the Los Angeles Lakers? That would be Mark.
Minneapolis.
That is correct. Minneapolis Lakers. You have a bonus question for Lansdale Catholic. Again, I'll accept the answer from CJ. Saving gas. What 2-word phrase describes a group of commuters who drive to work together? CJ?
Carpool.
That is correct. Toss-up number 11. New York City. Which two boroughs are found on Long Island? That's time. We didn't get in time. That would be Queens and Brooklyn are both found in Long Island. Toss-up number 12. Lose control. What is the term for the process of removing government controls from the market and increasing free trade? And that's time. That would be called deregulation. Deregulation. Toss-up 13. Phylum. Earthworms are members of which phylum? That's time. That is phylum Annelida. They are called annelids. Toss-up 14. Families in power. Tuli Khan ruled Mongolia. Although he was not his father, Genghis' first choice. What is his relationship to Kublai Khan? Mark.
Uncle.
That is incorrect. Rebound Pottsgrove.
Father.
Father is correct. Congratulations. Toss-up number, this is a bonus question for Pottsgrove. Following directions. In stage direction, what term would be in the script to direct an actor to whisper something to the audience that the other cast members aren't supposed to hear? Corinne?
Soliloquy.
That's incorrect. That would be an aside. Toss-up 15, final toss-up question of the first round. Choosing a path to run. If a computer can run two or more tasks simultaneously, the process is considered a parallel process. This term, in contrast, refers to when a computer must run tasks only in the order it receives them. CJ.
Series.
That is correct. Series or serial processing. And a bonus question, it's the final question of round one to Lansdale Catholic. Organized to save people. It was the only Nazi-occupied nation in World War II that passed no anti-Jewish laws and expatriated no Jewish property. Name this monarchy whose people ferried virtually the entire Jewish population to safety in Sweden.
Norway.
That's incorrect. It was Denmark. Okay, so that ends our first round. At the end of the first round, we have Pottsgrove leading 70-30. Nice match so far, guys. Okay, we have a sub coming in for Pottsgrove. And as that sub is joining us, okay, I'll explain the rules for our lightning round. Okay, the lightning round will consist of 10 questions, and each team will have 60 seconds to answer as many of those questions as they possibly can. Any questions they may pass on or they get incorrect, the other team will have the opportunity to steal those questions, and they will be permitted 6 seconds per question that is passed or answered incorrectly. So there are 3 categories to choose from. Okay, Lansdale Catholic, since at this point you are behind, you have the opportunity to choose which of these 3 categories you would like to do. We have plot, character, or flowers. Plot, character, or flowers.
We'll do character.
Character it is for Lansdale Catholic. Pottsgrove, you have a choice between flowers or plot.
Plot.
Plot it is for Pottsgrove. Okay. So I'll have 60 seconds on the timer. Okay. Timer will begin after I finish the first question. Okay, there is no amplifying data on this. And I'll be taking answers from CJ only, so I'll take the first thing that you say, CJ, but you may converse. Okay, here we go. The runaway slave who befriends Huck Finn.
Pass.
Scarlett O'Hara's third husband.
Pass.
Bram Stoker's Transylvanian title character.
Dracula.
He loses an arm in his battle with Beowulf, then dies in his cave.
Pass. Oh,
The tomboy daughter of Atticus Finch.
Scout.
Title character and nephew of Claudius.
Pass.
The vicious side of the Stevenson character with a split personality.
Hyde.
The first ghost that appears to Ebenezer Scrooge.
Marley.
Jane Austen's clueless matchmaker. Okay, so we got through 9 questions. Lansdale Catholic answered 4 of those 9 correctly, so they get 40 points. Pottsgrove will have the opportunity to answer these 5 questions. So you'll have 30 seconds to answer as many as you can. I'll accept answers from Corinne. And here we go. The runaway slave who befriends Huck Finn.
Jamie.
Scarlett O'Hara's third husband.
Jack.
He loses his arm in his battle with Beowulf, then dies in his cave.
Charlemagne.
The title character and nephew of Claudius.
Chris.
Jane Austen's clueless matchmaker.
Johnson.
Okay, and you got none of those correct. The runaway slave would have been from Huck Finn, was Jim. Scarlett O'Hara's third husband, that was from Gone with the Wind, that would be Rhett Butler. The monster who loses his arm in a battle with Beowulf is Grendel. The title character and nephew of Claudius is Hamlet. And lastly, Jane Austen's clueless matchmaker was Emma Woodhouse. So at the end of this first lightning round, the score is now tied. Okay, we stayed with the literary on these, and the second category you guys selected, or the category Pottsgrove selected, is plot. And a little information for you. Name these plays by William Shakespeare. I'll give you something from the plot. You name the play. Here we go. When I finish the first question. A Moorish general is convinced that his wife is unfaithful.
Moorish. No. Pass.
A woman is tormented until she becomes an obedient bride.
Pass.
To become king, a Scottish lord commits regicide.
Macbeth.
4 young lovers and 6 amateur actors have confusing nightmares.
Pass.
2 teenagers from rival families fall in love.
Romeo and Juliet.
A magician brings his brother to an island with the shipwreck.
Pass.
Marcus Brutus struggles with honor and patriotism.
Julius Caesar.
Rosalind, Celia, and their clown friend find safety in the forest.
Pass.
A young woman disguises herself as a man who falls in love with her boss.
Pass.
A sadistic Roman feeds 2 sons to their mother. Okay. We got through all 10 questions, and Pottsgrove, you answered 1, 2, 3 of those correctly. So Lansdale, you will have 42 seconds, 42 seconds, I get some math here, to answer these 7 questions. Okay, here we go, CJ and Lansdale Catholic. A Moorish general is convinced that his wife is unfaithful.
Hamlet.
A woman is tormented until she becomes an obedient bride.
Hamlet.
4 young lovers and 6 amateur actors have confusing nightmares.
Hamlet.
A magician brings his brother to an island with the shipwreck.
think that's Hamlet.
Rosalind, Celia, and their clown friend find safety in the forest.
Midsummer's Night Dream.
A young woman disguises herself as a man who falls in love with her boss.
Hamlet.
And a sadistic Roman feeds his 2 sons to their mother.
Nero.
And that would be incorrect. And you had none of those correct. Okay, so for you Shakespeare scholars in our audience, the Moorish general convinced his wife to be unfaithful was Othello. The young woman tormented until she becomes obedient bride was not Hamlet, surprisingly. That was Taming of the Shrew. 4 young lovers and 6 amateur actors have confusing nightmares. That was Midsummer Night's Dream. The magician who brings his brother to an island with the shipwreck is The Tempest. Rosalind, Celia, and their clown friend find safety in the forest, As You Like It. And a young woman disguises herself as a man who falls in love with her boss's 12th night. And the sadistic Roman that feeds 2 sons to their mother, that's Titus Andronicus. Okay, so at the end of our lightning round, Pottsgrove still has a 30-point lead, leading 100-70. Okay, it's a close match, anyone's match, and we'll begin our final round. Final round will consist of 15 toss-up questions, just like the first round. The only difference is there will be no bonus questions. So we'll be moving quickly through this one. And we have Xavier's back in, welcome back. And here we go. Good luck. First toss-up question, round 3. Simple Life. Henry David Thoreau, an American transcendentalist, wrote this book while living simply in a cabin in the woods near Corinne.
Walden.
That is correct. Toss-up number 2. Rolling titles. The title Tsar, like Kaiser, was derived from the name of which Roman leader? CJ.
Caesar.
That is correct. Toss-up number 3. First American. Who was the first American to orbit the Earth? Corinne.
Shepard.
That's incorrect. Rebound. CJ.
Neil Armstrong.
That's incorrect also. John Glenn. Toss-up number 4. Shine on crescent moons. Counting only the terrestrial planets, how many moons do all the... Excuse me, let me restart that question. Counting only the terrestrial planets, how many moons do all of this set of planets have? Matt?
7.
That's incorrect. Rebound. Mark?
9.
That's incorrect. 3. Toss-up number 5. Vessels. This is a channel or pipe for conveying water or electrical cables. Give me the 7-letter word beginning with C and ending with T. Mark?
Conduit.
That is correct. Toss-up number 6. Over 200 zip codes. There are over 200 zip codes in this U.S. city alone, including the 40 tall buildings which have their own. Which city is this? CJ.
New York City.
That is correct. Toss-up number 7. Accurate measurement. Which ship, named after a German national hero, whose first name was Otto, sunk the HMS Hood?
The Bismarck.
That is correct. Sorry about that. Misread the category on that, but that is correct for the question. So we'll try accurate measurement this time. Adjusting a measuring instrument by comparing parameters whose true values are known is called what? Austin. That is incorrect. Time, that is called calibration. And here we go. Close match, tie score. Getting nervous yet? Okay. Toss-up number 9. Movie star life. Robert Redford was a University of Colorado scholarship standout in which sport? Naturally. Eddie.
Rugby.
That's incorrect. Corinne?
Football.
That's incorrect. It's been baseball, naturally, the natural baseball movie. Toss-up number 10, Grim Reaper. What is the #1 cause of death for adults in the United States? CJ?
Heart disease.
That is correct. Toss-up number 11, comparing planets. Name the 2 planets with diameters less than 10,000 kilometers. Austin?
Mercury and Venus.
That's incorrect. Rebound. CJ?
Mercury and Mars.
That is correct. Okay, Lansdale pulls ahead by 2, by 20 points. Toss-up number 12, our atmosphere. What level of the atmosphere includes the ozone layer? Austin?
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere is correct. Toss-up number 13, not quite extinct. The black soft-shelled turtle currently has this status because they are only found in a pond maintained by humans. Eddie?
Endangered.
That is incorrect. I'll finish the question. Because they are only found in a pond maintained by humans. Name this status abbreviated as EW. That is more dire than critically endangered, but not extinct. Green?
Extinct warning.
Incorrect. Extinct in the wild, EW. Okay. Toss-up 14, 2 questions left. We have a 1-point match. Applied science. Chemical engineer Thomas Midgley found discoveries that turned out to be not so good. In 1921, for instance, Midgley discovered that adding what toxic metal to gasoline made it burn better? CJ?
Lead.
Lead is correct. Toss-up 15, final question. Murder in the air. Murder is in the air in this Russian novel. While the murderer gets away, he is unable to secure the riches he had planned from his mark, which is Ilona Ivanova. Without much to show for his deeds, Raskolnikov is racked with guilt throughout this Dostoevsky novel until sentenced to hard labor after confessing his crimes. Name the novel.
Hamlet.
That is very incorrect. Rebound. Eddie.
The Book Thief.
That is also incorrect. It was Crime and Punishment. Didn't read your Russian novels. Okay, so at the end of the round, we have Lansdale Catholic moving on out of the pigtail bracket, winning 140-20. Congratulations to both teams.